The new Ford Motor Company Diversified Products Technical Center, a state-of-the-art facility dedicated to ongoing research in automotive technology. There's a revolution developing here, an automotive electronics revolution that even now is becoming an integral part of your Lincoln-Mercury car. And it's fortunate for you, the Lincoln-Mercury salesperson, that this dramatic technological revolution is occurring at just the time of intense consumer interest in electronics. Fortunate because Lincoln-Mercury cars have more exciting new electronic driver controls, more electronic convenience components, and more electromechanical vehicle performance enhancements than ever before. In fact, automotive electronics is an essential feature of current Lincoln-Mercury car design. Let's see why we're one of the leaders in automotive electronics and how we intend to stay that way. Electronic components and electronic features are increasingly important factors to consumers making car buying decisions. Also, the need to improve performance as well as fuel economy while maintaining quality and reliability requires the use of electromechanical components, such as the EEC engine control system that is now available on the 1983 Continental, or the electronic fingertip speed control, an exclusive feature on our cars which allows the driver to activate it while keeping his or her hands on the steering wheel. Electronic control creates a new styling flexibility, a more comfortable interior atmosphere. Electronic control overall makes a car more driver-friendly. That's how engineers describe a vehicle that accommodates the driver to make driving easier and more enjoyable. The electronic radio and premium sound system, featured by the way in another module of this video disc, is the latest in a series of innovative in-car entertainment products developed by Ford Motor Company. All of the excitement, style, convenience, and performance of automotive electronics components and systems are available for you to show and sell in Lincoln-Mercury cars. You have our commitment that we will continue to remain one of the leaders in automotive electronics. You have the product as proof of that commitment. The most diversified array of ingenious and sophisticated equipment ever offered to the car-buying public. And you have the public that wants to buy a car well equipped with electronic features. It's all available through you. Demonstrate these electronic features and options to your customers and buyers. Show them a piece of tomorrow they can have right now. The Continental is part of a new automotive reality, a vehicle design concept of tomorrow, come alive today. What you'll see in the next few minutes is the successful merger of sophisticated technologies, the result of an unprecedented engineering effort. This Continental is the world's first production driver-friendly passenger car. Driver-friendly means making driving easier and more enjoyable with the use of electronics and electromechanical controls to accommodate the driver. Applied to Continental, driver-friendly is a tradition of luxurious transportation that's also a machine made more adaptive and more responsive to the human behind the wheel. The centerpiece of our effort is the electronic instrument panel and message center. The large digital speedometer readout accurately displays vehicle speed with half-second updates in either miles per hour or kilometers per hour by merely pressing a button. The illuminated bar fuel gauge includes a low fuel feature, which alerts the driver that the tank is running to empty. When the fuel level drops to the last 2 bars, the fuel pump symbol flashes to warn the driver. Engine coolant temperature is displayed by increasing the number of illuminated bars as the engine warms. An early warning mode flashes the center thermometer symbol, alerting the driver to engine overheating. The Continental instrumentation improves driver interaction with the vehicle by providing specific and timely information on the electronic message center. There are warning indicators for electrical charging system, low engine oil pressure, door or trunk lid ajar, headlamp failure, low windshield washer fluid, tail lamp, brake lamp failures, plus an anti-theft system standby. These are positioned below and to either side of the message center in the driver's normal range of vision, and they operate automatically. The message center keyboard is laid out in systematic order, grouped according to display feature and operation. There are three main message center display features: time, trip, and fuel. The last section of the keyboard is the control section, which includes the reset button to clear the message center for programming, the miles kilometer button that changes all the trip displays, including the speedometer from English to metric, and the set button that changes the clock and alarm. The first two buttons on the left side of the keyboard call up the time display features: clock and alarm. The normal display on the electronic message center is the correct time, day, and date. All three functions may be independently changed by first pressing the reset button, then the clock button to display the hour and AM or PM. Then press the set button to advance the display to the correct hour. Minutes are set by again pressing the clock button for the minute display, then pressing set to advance the display. Each of the other clock functions is set in the same way using the same buttons. Pressing the clock button to bring up the functions day, month, and date on the display, and the set button to advance the display. When the setting has been made, press the clock button. The corrected time, day, and date will now be displayed on the message center. The clock includes an alarm function that sounds a tone for a preset time. The alarm will sound every day at the same time, unless the setting is changed or shut off. The alarm setting is changed by pressing first the alarm button on the keyboard to display the alarm time. Then press reset. Press the alarm button again, twice, to display the hours and AM or PM segment of the display. Press the set button to change the hour. Press alarm again, and the minute segment appears on the display. Press the set button, and the display advances to the desired minute setting. The alarm setting is completed by once again pressing the alarm button on the keyboard. Besides the digital clock functions, the Continental Electronic Message Center is also a programmable trip log. There are 5 buttons of the message center keyboard that call up the following trip information: elapsed time, a stopwatch function; estimated time of arrival, an ongoing calculation of time versus speed and distance; distance to destination, miles left to go; distance traveled, a trip odometer function; and average speed, a summary of speed variations. The 2 buttons in the fuel section are allied to the trip log and display important information about fuel consumption and status. The first button provides both the trip average and instantaneous fuel economy. The second button gives the number of miles left in the fuel tank, also known as distance to empty. The trip log display features in the Continental Electronic Message Center will tell you things about your car travel you may never have known before. It can help you schedule your driving, give you better control of your car's fuel economy, and let you conveniently plan fuel stops ahead of time. The trip log offers all of these benefits with a few touches on the Message Center keyboard. Let's set up a typical trip. Start the engine, then clear the trip log by pressing the reset button twice. 10 of the 12 buttons on the Message Center keyboard have imprinted numerals 1 to 0. Our hypothetical journey has a destination 275 miles away. We program our trip log with the 275 miles by entering on the keyboard 2, 7, 5. Then again press the reset button once. That's all there is to it, and we're ready to go. Now let's say we've gone a short distance and we want to know when we can expect to arrive at our destination. So we press the ETA button to get a readout of the estimated time of arrival. We also want to know our mileage, and we press the fuel economy button to see a display of our average trip fuel economy, which is followed in 5 seconds by an instantaneous fuel economy display. How far have we gone? Press the distance button, and the trip log tells us. On the other hand, if we want to know how far we have yet to go, we call up the distance to destination, and again the information is immediately displayed. How much time has gone by since we left? Press the elapsed time button to know the time to the second. And what is our average speed? Ask the trip log by pressing the average speed button for a readout in miles per hour or kilometers per hour. The trip log also has an add-on programming capability for extended trips. The owner's manual and the electronic message center guide explain how easy it is to update the Continental Message Center with additional trip information. Continental owners have told us they get a lot more than information from the message center. Involvement with the center makes their time spent traveling much more enjoyable. It's a short trip to be transported into a new era. Just sit behind the wheel of this new Continental. Lincoln-Mercury invites you to listen to our sound. Superb in-car sound reproduction with 4 or 6 speakers matched to a high-energy amplifier for up to 64 watts of pure enjoyment. Lincoln-Mercury buyers can choose from a complete selection of quality radios and radio tape players, including electronically tuned AM/FM stereo sound systems that feature a bright, easy-to-read digital display for station frequency, AM/FM, and FM stereo. Integrated electronic tuning circuitry locks onto the exact center of a broadcast signal for the best possible reception. You can program in the memory of the tuning circuitry 8 stations of your choice, 4 AM and 4 FM, by simply selecting the station of your choice, then pressing and holding one of the 4 memory buttons. The sound will interrupt for a moment while the station location is being stored in memory. When the program returns, the memory is set. And you may return to the selected station just by pressing the button. The Seek feature of the tuner lets you go to the next listenable station either up or down the frequency band. And the Scan button automatically tunes up band, stopping 8 seconds to audition the next listenable station on the band, until you select one station by again pressing the Scan control. 2 manual tuning control speeds allow total station selection flexibility for either AM or FM listening.
Mostly sunny.
Our electronic radio features fully independent bass, treble, and left-right, front-rear speaker controls to let the listener select the preferred tone and sound separation. Our top-of-the-line electronic radios also offer sophisticated, easy-to-operate stereo cassette tape players. Built-in Dolby noise reduction circuitry provides optimum sound reproduction of Dolby recorded programs, and chromium oxide tape bias equalization maximizes the performance of high-quality recordings. The auto reverse feature plays both sides of the cassette and displays the tape direction. Or a manual reverse lets the listener select the other side of the tape at any time without removing the tape from the player. Fast forward or reverse controls lock in at a touch, release at a touch. And of course, the tape may be removed from the player at any time. Quality sound reproduction systems, designed and specifically balanced for your Lincoln-Mercury car, are available only from your Lincoln-Mercury dealer. It's a time of change in America. It's a time of a new technology, microelectronics, recreating the form and function of many familiar things, including the American car. Ford Motor Company is leading the way in these new times, designing cars that offer both the new technological ingenuity and traditional value. Cars like the 1983 Cougar. Our Cougar combines mid-size practicality and comfort with electronic excitement.
It looks like you got it all in this new Cougar. A fantastic stereo radio, cassette player with Dolby, and premium sound. Impressive, John.
Yeah, Marcia, especially these new electronic gauges. They're almost like the 21st century. The electronic speedometer and fuel gauge are, after all, products of the space age. Very accurate and very easy to read. I especially like the low fuel warning feature. It helps me keep out of trouble because, you know me, I sometimes forget to fill up.
What's this? Just an elaborate digital clock?
Oh, it's a lot more than just a clock. The TripMinder is an onboard mini-computer that gives me all sorts of driving information, as well as the time, day, and date. For example, an elapsed time readout tells me how long I've been driving, and an elapsed miles readout tells me how far I've gone today. I know my average speed for the trip at the touch of a button. And here's my average fuel economy, and the amount of fuel I've used. The TripMinder helps me economize two ways. It gives me an overall trip record of mileage and fuel. That keeps me aware of how much I spend on transportation. It also gives me an instant readout of miles per gallon as I'm driving. I find I'm getting a lot lighter on the accelerator these days.
That's great, John. You've really learned how to take advantage of the new technology.
You're right, I have. With electronics, I've made my Cougar more compatible to me.
I wish my car had these electronics to keep track of the things I never seem to think about or often forget. Then I wouldn't have to worry about so many mechanical details.
Electronics also makes driving so much more enjoyable with the premium sound system, and so much more interesting with the TripMinder. With electronics, my Cougar is becoming not just a car, but a more comfortable environment I can take with me wherever I go.
The auto lamp on-off delay system, keyless entry system, anti-theft alarm system, and automatic dimming electronic rearview mirror are a few of the electronic convenience options that make driving Lincoln-Mercury family and luxury cars more enjoyable. To learn more about these options, simply press 1 on your commander for auto lamp, 2 for the keyless entry, 3 for anti-theft, and 4 for automatic dimming electronic rearview mirror.